Alright, so Lamech is back. This crab boss that apparently is gonna come back for the foreseeable 10 next years. Um, and he is back stronger than ever. I mean, if you've played him, you might have noticed how much health he ends up having by the end. And it's a simple thing that they added that I don't actually know if Lamech has ever had, but I'm assuming he never actually did. Which is that if you use buffs, you're buffing his stats. Increases the hero's basic stats by 10% for each battlefield buff. So everyone that's going in with like red Arthur, because he's green, right? Using like mono red, like red Arthur, using like Trailer Melee gives himself buffs, using like, the new DN, Summer DN, you're turn 1 buffing his HP by 100% basically. And so that's why he feels so tanky and he hits you so hard and he's such high defense. And here is 90k defense if you buff his stats by 100%. So you want to avoid using any buff characters. I picked like an AI here. Like the only AI I found that doesn't have Trader Meliodas. And I'm also not going to be using Trader Meliodas, which is unfortunately because Trader Meliodas is like my best character for global here. But okay, we're going to be using this. But if you really want to use Trader Meliodas, I'm going to show you a way that you can still run Trader Melee if you want, and you will be okay. But here's like the easiest thing. Just run Galfer if you want. I'll recommend Galfer. And then true DPS is going to red Sauriel. Red Sauriel is going to be good for this because it's red Sauriel. I'm running Rimmer. This AI I found is using the one, not preferable, but it's gonna be okay. And so long as you don't like level 3 with Galfer, you should be fine. Like, oh, I have no audio in my game, and I can't put audio in here. I picked Brunhilde. Brunhilde is actually not the best because I'm pretty sure Lamech is a raid, so her passive does not work. But I picked her regardless, just because I felt like it. I was looking at my box, I was like, Brother is one of my best attacks. Because, I focused on only specific characters so far, right? And Brunhilde's own best. So I'm actually going to rank up. Okay. I did it like this, so that next turn, if the AI here ranks up my my Galfer again, that level 1 does not become a level 3. Because if I rank Chewed, then next turn the AI would like rank 2 and that level 1 become level 3, and again I don't want to give myself buffs. Alright? So this I just picked an AI. You can obviously just invite real players, but a lot of them are gonna have Trader Meliodas. So it's gonna be annoying, I assume, to find someone that's not using Trader Meliodas because everyone's gonna be using him. Like on JP I've only done it with AI because I actually was running the Estarossa method, which I'm going to show, that you can use Trader Melee with because Estarossa makes the raid a joke regardless. But if you run Estarossa and you also don't run Trader Meliodas, it's even faster. Let's skip this. I can skip, even though I'm playing with an AI. And yeah, again, I'm not going to rank up with my Galfer because I don't want to level 3. And see, because we have no buffs, we can just shred Lamech. But if you've done it with Trader Meliodas, with Red Arthur, you might have noticed, why the hell does he have why the hell is he tanking so much? The one level 3 would have done like 5 damage if it was if I was using like Red Arthur and stuff in level 3 buffing. So let me show now the Trader Meliodas method with Estarossa. So if you really want to use Trader Meliodas, I'm sorry, but you're probably gonna need Estarossa. The thing is that if you have the buffs accumulated, like by last phase, you're probably going to have 5 buffs on Meliodas, and you're giving Lamech a pretty considerable stat buff at that point. So you're going to need someone to lower those stats, which is where Estarossa comes in. I just pulled Estarossa, so I'm just going to use him. Haven't even like worked on him properly yet. I'm just getting this done. But yeah, it's unfortunate, but just don't use Trader Melee. Like I'm telling you, just stick with Sauriel. Any DPS really. Though you saw how good the one was, even though he has type disadvantage. Like the one is super good. And like red Galfer or green Galfer, if you're using like Sario and the one, then you use green Galfer, right? We're gonna do this right here, and you'll see that encroachment is really good for this, because it doesn't matter how high his stats are. If we lower it by 40%, it's a very considerable, you know, decrease. So, and you need both Java Starosa, because if you don't have a Starosa, then your demons don't proc the darkness, right? So if you want to use the Starosa method, then you have to do it like this. I'll recommend using 3 demons. I just don't have a 3rd demon. Like, you know, demons have not been a priority of mine on my free-to-play account, because you know how demons be. Let me rank up melee, actually. We're gonna do this. Kill this phase here. In the next turn, I will finish off with a level 3 for melee, just for funsies. I'm assuming, actually, okay. I'm assuming yeah. See, melee, even though we're buffing his stats like tremendously, melee still hits super hard, right? Because one thing that's really cocking our other characters is the super high defense. Like here, at this point here, right? Because we have 9 buffs, right? His defense is basically at 90,000. Can I check? Yeah, 86,000 defense, 1,000,000 health. Because of all the buffs that we have, right? Let's do this. I want to finish off with the meta level turn. So, you know, you want to avoid that. Like, I would say you'd want to avoid that, right? You don't need to deal with, like, Esteros can barely damage with this card here. You don't want to have to deal with him having such high stats. Although, you know, if you just want to see melee doing big numbers like he's about to and stuff like that, that's cool, right? Oh, you see, like, the moment the encroachment procs, the difference in number is crazy. Yeah, 1.2 mil. Easy. I mean, I can probably do a better... I could have re-recorded and done a better run with the non-buff team. I think Rimuru did not do as good as I expected him to do. And I definitely could have used someone else other than Brynhilder, because Brynhilder's passive doesn't even work here. But it doesn't matter. It's easy regardless, so long as you don't buff. So it's funny, right? Because they just released Summer DN, which would be perfect for this because her passive works here. Like, the boss is green. If you like day 1, I was running Summer DN, Freyr, and Triller Meliodas, and then the other person was running Summer DN, Galfer, and Triller Meliodas. It was like the proper like OG demon setup. And they were like, why is my Freyr doing like 5 damage with his level 3? Like, what is going on? But yeah, so good luck.